Alright everyone, we are back with a Road to 2K video, and this one will feature the one, the only, Sorbet Shoddy, and he is running some creative books. We're just going to get right into it. That's all I'll say for now, and you'll see what these books are. Meteor, Fisher, Supernova. You might think to yourself, what the hell is that? I also think that. How are you able to fit all that stuff into a book that's functional? Well, you're about to find out. He pulls out the drone. I say, okay, before I get down to the side, I'm going to kill that because I don't like the threat of the Starbolt, which can not deprop me, but take away my prop with 2 of the bolts. They do 25 damage each, so not good. Here you see one of the weaknesses of his book, which is he doesn't have a lot of early game tools. So he just has to rock slab here. I'm going to make some space. Also, pebbling down would be a good option here as well, because Nova has a huge indicator, and if you want to hide from Nova, you don't want to flash out all this space in the mid-map, because then you can just click Nova anywhere. But if I pebble down, he won't be able to fit it. So that's one consideration. I've apparently got Flame Shield, which is like the anti-cheese counter there, and he just teleports directly in the eyes of a nice, juicy, delicious Mega Boulder. Not sure what he was thinking, but he got one to the face, and then I remembered this replay's from the archives. He's got Consumed Soul pre-nerf, 75 damage, 75 healing, through terrain, insane range. Nails me with it right there. But you can't give co-eval 2 Mega Boulders in a row. Come on. Come on. All the way down to 96. Huge health advantage. He brings out the Fortress. I've still got Flame Shield up. I'm going to take 1 turn to prep. Prot Shield. Go up to the top. Get some aggro spells running. Mud Ball. Pebble. I don't have Clock in this book probably because I have Flame Shield. That's usually what I take out for Flame Shield. I go all the way to the top of the map. In hindsight, not the greatest move because he can Mud Ball in response. Will he though? Let's take a look. Collision Course. Also, when his turn comes up, let me pause and show you guys. Look at this beautiful landscape we have. This is like the Arcanists equivalent of, being alone in nature and just taking it all in. You've got the residual stars, the starbolts flying in all directions, the beautiful colors, and Q getting absolutely destroyed. What could be better? So he is in the range of his own Nova, and I go for a 15 damage mech arrow. You might think, why would you go for 15 damage mech arrow? I could have just treed above my head, negated the collision course, and let the Nova detower him. And you'd be correct. So I don't have Clock, I just have to hit Mud Ball. But have you guys been noticing the Nova to his right for the last 5 turns? Boom. GG. Game 1 goes to the Val. Alright, see you all for Game 2. We're back. Let's get into it. Game 2. Sorbet, co-eval. He's got a generic book, who knows? I've also got a generic book. Maybe the same book, maybe not. Not sure. Wormhole turn 1, I'm like, what the hell? Again, asking myself the same question. But I'm going to be cautious because this man loves his cheese. Who knows what he's going to run. I'm going to tree myself in, get those prots built up. We'll see what happens. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit here. Look at that fairy jump. Also beautiful animation there. Whisper Bomb barely misses. He's going super aggro. Balls to the wall. Reckless abandon. No prisoners. How many different sayings can I come up with? 3. That's the answer. Here he is still going aggro. Consume Soul, ladies and gentlemen. God damn. That is a really annoying spell. Especially pre-nerf. Man, he's going to go for what? Pebble here? Yeah. What would you do? Mud in response? I'm not sure. I just drain. Yeah, that's a fine play. I've got Flame Shield up. What is he going to possibly do? Abduction? Color Spray? What? Abduction colors. I haven't seen these replays in months. I haven't played these games in a long time. Abduction color spray? That didn't even register in my brain. That move is on a different planet. I'm completely lost in this situation. He does 1,000 damage color spray. I have to just pick up my jaw from the floor. And he hits me with a consume soul. And I have to teleport side. I'm on the back foot. Oh god. What do I do? And consume soul has a 2-turn cooldown, so he's got it up again. I gotta make sure to be cognizant of the range. And he whisper bombs. He whisper bombs me off the map. Oh god. I gotta go to the left side. Man. And he has the wormhole. Drop arrow. Oh, thank god. Thank god. Those whisper arrows are tough to hit on a drop arrow. Fire arrow I find easier, but I just have practiced fire arrow more, so could be wrong. But we are still alive, barely. We're on life support, so to speak. Okay, I go for the ray. What does this do? Discourages him from getting a better angle. Easy pebble sink into the water. He's only got 7 seconds. If he had 10, it might be a different story, right? But he's able to negate some of that with his leap. But he then goes for a pebble, which is, okay, that looks terrible, but it's actually not, because he can still walk down and pebble me off the map next turn. So I guess I'm just gonna, scoot down and, oh, I choose to go for a portal there. I could have gone for a windshield as well. What's better though? I think portal's good. Oh, he messes up the pebble. Oh, I detower into the water. Oh my god. That's the worst possible sequence of moves. And then what is this? I forgot this game, bro. I completely forgot this game. Holy shit. Oh my god. Road to 2K, my ass. Oh. Holy crap. But I'm winning now. Because now I have access to both sides. Left and right. Yeah, he has the wormhole at the top, which really helps him. But I just go back. And now he's stuck. I go back, he's stuck, and I'm chilling. Okay, Aurif's probably not the best there, right? I could have gone for like a windshield, maybe bring my Storm Spirit through, flash some space. But he's going to go for a second drop arrow. Can he hit it? Oh, shit. What? Dude, I did not expect him to hit that. Man, he doesn't even use these types of books that often. The only one I expect to hit that is Mr. Owa. But he hits me down to 30. And then he's got this huge tempo play with the wormhole. Can he get through that? Can he D-tower? Jump through? No, he couldn't quite get there. He would have had to use leap, maybe. Wait, he has flight in the book too? That's wild. Leap, flight, and what else? And then he consumes souls me for a bunch of damage, and I drain him thinking that he's going to get knocked. Wow. Down to 27. What do I do here? Mega? Sink? Oh no, it just kills. 11 health left. Holy crap, what a thriller. That was insane. And we have so many games left. My god, I need a breather. I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. I took 7 melatonin, and now I'm good. Just kidding, don't take 7 melatonin. We're in game 3. Usual suspects. The Val. Q, aka Sorbet. What has he got? He's going the same book, maybe optimizing a bit, could have changed some stuff. Wormhole's a bit tricky, I'll say that. Like, how do you counter it? With generic, it's a bit tough because it doesn't quite, not quite able to be blocked by tree, right? So you have to trap him, and okay, he doesn't have flash, so that's going to be a key weakness of his book. I'm going to get some tempo by being able to run away, create some space. Did I Q? Road to 2K? Road to Q. I'm going to become Q after this. We're going to swap names if I keep missing turns. Alright, he's going to go through the wormhole, tower up, pebble down a couple times. I could just portal here, set up some shop, right? Yep, he's going to pebble down as expected. I go through the portal, flash out, some space, get a sphered out, and we're going to be in business. This is kind of how you have to play to climb. Of course, you can, make series where you just play one book or just play meme books. That actually might be a fun one to do. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see like a meme book series or like an anti-meta series where I just use books that aren't generic and kind of teach you all how to play those. Yeah, let me know in the comments if you want to see something like that. And so it looks like I have Flame Shield here too. You just can never be too careful with Q. Always gotta, play super defensive. And Flame Shield's gonna help a lot. He scoots down and forgets what is in his book. I'd be guilty of that if I switched up my book, but I don't really switch it up that much. There I'm able to pebble through the terrain. The reason that I can do that is because I have the prots. So if I had no prots, it would just stun me and deflight me and I'd probably sink or just fall to the ground. But the pebbles shots continue to fire when you have the prots. It doesn't interrupt the animation. So here he Qs twice. Do I need a Q counter? I probably don't have enough time for that. Sorry y'all, but make a mental note of your Q counter because we've got, what, 3 in this game? Oh man, this is too good. So many Qs for Q himself. If y'all don't know, this is also Q. Well known in the Discord as Sorbet and Q both. So I go for a Drain and then a Mud Ball. He's got Whisper Arrow, and he's just completely lost here, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, come on. Mega Boulder, those Qs are not going to serve him well. Into what? Pebble Shot, and any sort of mud I can just pebble out of, or flash. I go super close to him so that he has to readjust if he wants to mud. And game over. Let's get into game 4. 3-0. All right, here we are, game 4. Let's see what he's running. Once again, some generic. So not as much of the Meteor Fish or Nova stuff that I thought. It's been a while since I've played these games and watched them. So that fire arrow indicates to me that he has an OA book, which means that he's going to be running fire arrow, maelstrom, flight prot, mega boulder, shock bomb type stuff. And the goal with that book is to basically first turn you flight prot at the top of the map, and if you're mudded, then you can BFTP out and jump the border, and then lob a shock bomb, get some early damage off. Here he Qs a bunch in Q fashion, and I throw up the draw because I'm just so generous. What can you say? Here I can go through the portal because Wormhole is a one-way portal. So you're allowed to kind of go in that little purple area that Q has there. That's not going to transport me anywhere since it's one way. Q can go through it though, and he'll show up on this other side. But he tries to go through, and he ends up in the water because my portal's right over the wormhole. So funny. So then he teleports in. Or what happened there? Did he teleport in? I don't know. I'm hallucinating a little bit, guys, but I thought he went through into the water, teleported in, and I guess he had gate, so he didn't lose a bunch of health. So that's what happened. Now I've got great control. I can reportal, and we're in business. He goes for the Maelstrom. Do I go through here and push? Yeah, but an important detail is that I don't stay in the portal because then Maelstrom might sink me. And that would not be good. Actually, probably... Would it? It might. I don't know if it's definite, but I'm pretty sure it would. There I go for a absolutely insane Mega Boulder. What the hell was that? That was so risky. Oh my god. Why did he go for Fireball when he has Fire Arrow? What is he doing? He just played down to my terribly low level. God. And then he follows that up with a Q, and I mech arrow him. He leaps to nowhere, and then he Qs again. Man, I really wish I could do a Q counter for this. We'll see. We'll see. It's a good one. All right, I guess game 4, 4-0. Let's keep it going. Okay, we're in to game 5, and I know that I've mentioned a Q counter a few times, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna have time. I'm in the second year of graduate school right now. All these videos that you're seeing are scheduled, so they've been recorded weeks before you're probably viewing this, and so it's likely that right now, if you're watching this, I am deep in studies. So if I have the chance to record any videos, I may not be able to do too much editing, but hope you'll still enjoy. Here, some weird interaction where he wormholes and then I portal and he goes through both and gets a few aggressive plays off, but then he lobs the shock bomb and it doesn't hit me. Shock bomb has the weirdest hitbox where it's going to do more damage below the player. It's got a hitbox that's not really centered. It's more low, and so that actually somehow barely misses me, and so I got kind of lucky there. And yeah, we're just trying to stay alive. He Qs, and I'm gonna reportal, and I'm thinking about a Mega Boulder coming up here real soon. Let's see if I can angle for it. Okay, he's of course gonna tower. I can just follow this up with a pebble. The game is easy to play at this point, and I don't know if he can do anything to counter this. Whoa! What was that? Whoa, that was nuts. I was in the portal, and he put the wormhole, and I was just touching it so that when I went back through, and he put the wormhole over water, I go back through the portal. Okay, that's step 1. And then I go through his wormhole. Okay, that's step 2. And then I fall due to gravity into the water. Step 3. Nuts. That really is not going to be reliable, but he got me there with it. And then, oh, so lucky the shock bomb doesn't knock me off the map. Holy crap. That was insane. And then I tree him, and he goes for the extend angle. Have you guys seen that? How you can extend through a tree? There's a specific tree angle that you can use to extend through a tree. Let me know in the comments if you know that, or I can show you sometime in another video. We've just got so many games to go through that I'll save that for another time. If you'd like to learn it though, let me know. All right, go through double drain maybe? Although I can't go through because I'm gonna sink again because the wormhole's there. So I gotta reportal first. Kinda tricky. Yeah, see, he could easily catch me if I'm, not thinking. I go through twice, I have my gate down, and I sink. So here I'm looking pretty good. Reportaling, pretty safe there. He's just got a water ball spam to get to me. And okay, he goes for the sky ray. And okay, he's gonna re-wormhole. I'm just gonna go for an absolutely insane mega lob. And of course, almost perfect. Almost got him there. And he's giving me a second one. Do I go for a second one? Come on. Ah, damn. Man, I didn't go for it. Or maybe did I use my megas? I don't know what that fire arrow was, but the fear has struck him. The fear of the Vol. And I'm able to get win number 5. See you for game 6. All right. We are 5-0, and we're back. And he's brought Frost Arrow Rush. I don't know if it's Rush, but any book with Frost Arrow that doesn't have Comet is pretty much Rush. So I'm going to run away because I'm scared. And I'm going to tower up. Now, he keeps bringing Wormhole. I don't know what his fascination was on this particular day, with Wormhole. But man, did he love it. So the thing with this strategy is he wants to have the wormhole down there on the side so that if I go down there, he can follow me through. But if he needs flight to go through, then he's going to be gravitied and also stuck since it's one way. So he needs to be able to go through and like sink me or something. Do something that gains him a lot of tempo. But he doesn't quite have the path to do that. He probably can't hit that jump over the tree, and so that wormhole isn't really very threatening. And of course I've got my handy dandy flame shield. We'll see how this game progresses. Sandy Shores, that is something I did not anticipate at all. That's a tricky spell because it's a bit anti-side, anti-generic, because the typical line for generic is, okay, you go down to the side of the map, you go near the water and you flight prot, you get hit with Sandy Shores and you lose all your prot. And then all of a sudden you're flighted with no prot on the side of the map, vulnerable to being sunk. And then they also probably have Maelstrom if they've got some sort of anti-side book. So this indicates to me that he's probably got some anti-side. We've seen Maelstrom, we've seen Sandy Shores, and so luckily I was able to avoid the damage from Shores, build a portal, and build a bunch of prots. He hits me with that pre-nerfed Consume Soul, goes all the way up to 250, and I lose 75 of my prot. God damn. I throw this Mega, oof. Well, you know, even the Val misses. Oh damn, he could have almost sunk me there, but I went through my portal, thank God. And that's something you gotta watch out for with Frost Arrows, is that sink. What did he try to go for there? Did he make a move? I didn't see the Consume Soul animation, but maybe he just queued there. And he goes for a drain. Or no, I go for a drain. Oh, he just queued. He queued. The replays are so weird because when you queue, it just instantly moves to the next turn. I think he queued like 3 times in a row and then just resigned. Oh man, that's too good. 6-0. All right, here we are. Game 7. If I can count. If I can't, I don't know what we are going to do here. We're going to have some trouble. Okay, Mech Arrow. Oh god, that was terrible. And he just lost 7 health from that. Told you I can't count. Okay, misses the drop Frost Arrow. That's very ambitious. I don't know if I can hit those. Like I said, Fire Arrow is a bit easier in my book. Okay, I've got this portal trick where if he goes through the wormhole, he's going to go through my portal as well and just end up on the top of the map. That's a nice little counter there. And it's kind of interesting because I don't really know exactly what all of his books are, and so that's why I can't really suggest many moves on his part. But of course he's going to go for a lot of the anti-side moves. And okay, he goes through the wormhole and then he queues. And so I think one reason I'm not really suggesting many moves is because what he really needs to do is not queue. And then that would pretty much help him massively in this situation here. And this is just game over. I mean, you know, pack up your bags and oh my god. Whoa, what was that? What was that bounce? Whoa. Whoa. What was that bounce? We got to see that again. That was insane. Look at that. I got so lucky here. I'm going to hit. You're thinking, okay, the Mega's going to bounce and it's going to go into the water to his left. No, it bounces and then it expands and then it hits the left, bounces back right, and then still goes back left and hits him with some of the AoE, area of effect, for those who only play Arcanists. And I get like a max damage Mega probably, winning that game. That was insane. All right, here we are. What does he got? Nova only. Very interesting. Okay. Wormhole again. Wormhole, the theme of this series here. Okay, I'm switching up the book. Co-eval is versatile. Yeah. Here, I'm just going to double Frost over him. No respect. No respect at all. I've won 7 in a row at this point. No need to respect your opponents. Quote me on that. No, I'm just playing. We're in game 8 here, and it's looking pretty strong. I'm up 100 health. What can I go for here? A pebble? Does it reach? Oh, it does. Okay. 110 to 227. Not a lot of lines were here. Work for him. Okay, he goes for the damage, but can I respond with damage? Ooh, I've got mushrooms. I don't even need to. Ooh, that was a bad turn, though. I didn't really have good movement there. I also didn't want to go for any sort of lob. Okay, he goes for the Nova. That does a lot of damage, but I can teleport away. The wormhole's one way, so we can't go back through. And I think I'm out of the deluge range, and so it's looking pretty good for me. Can I go through his wormhole now? GG, easy. 8-0, ladies and gentlemen, let's go! All right, I'll get to the final game. Okay, here we are. The final ever. No, I'm just kidding. Just to this video. The final game ever. No. Water trolls. What is this? Comet? Waterlord Fury getting PTSD from Dr. Poopfard. That's insane. He's just running all this cheese. And wormhole. Wow, look, this looks to be a long game. 180 frost arrows me here. Super annoying. I've got a hide. Tower down there. He doesn't quite have deluge yet. 1 turn. Aura's super annoying. I've got no space now. I gotta make more space. I want to do it with Pebble, but I don't think I really made space to the right there. I wanted to do it with Pebble just because, like, there's a little bit more terrain then to protect me from Fury and stuff. He Qs somehow, even though he's under no pressure whatsoever, and I'm able to get a prod off. What does he have there? Like hydration? He Qs again, and then his trolls die. He hits him with 2 Qs, and it's at this point that I'm thinking, oh, does he have Dark Defense? He's trying to hydrate 4 trolls and then use Dark Defense to just win the game? With hydrated trolls and Waterlord with Dark Defense is just nuts. Like, he'd be unkillable. That's like the meat shield of meat shields. Oh man, that's super AIDS. But then again, so is Portal. So I'm going to hit Protection Shield and enjoy my 100 defense there. Get some more space. I'm worried about Fury, worried about Maelstrom, worried about room to move around away from Aura. Besides that, I'm not worried. So we're chilling. Here he's going to go mid-map, and yes, bring out the trolls again. I've got no Aura, no Ray. I can only prevent the hydration. So he's not going to go for it. That's smart because he's only got 4 of them. And this is me assuming that he has Dark Defense, but why would he be bringing out the trolls so much? Okay, not the best spirit in the world. I don't know why I put it out in the open. What was I thinking? But, I mean, that in this particular case is not going to lose me the game. Now I'm thinking definitely he has hydration, because why would he water ball down like that, telegraphing that he wants to... Oh, what kind of aim is that? Hitting all the way through that little gap right there. Oh, that's nuts. I just wanted to hit the tree, get to 210, but I missed it, and there's the hydration. Okay, so he telegraphed that with the water ball, but, you know, That's not a blunder. I just found it kind of funny that like, okay, now I definitely know he has it. And this is where the game is going to be quite tricky. A fitting game for the final match. A long drawn out slog against cheese. The cheesiest of books. So here, I mean, he's got so many aerials. I'm thinking I want to be defensive, but I don't actually do that. Like, this is me after the fact thinking, oh, it might be smart to be defensive, but looking at myself on the screen right now, I just like said, nope, I'm not listening to future co-eval. I'm just gonna, do whatever I want. Kind of threw caution to the wind with that one. And here it's gonna be a long slog. Now the goal here is going to be to just chip down the trolls. Hopefully they can't get to me. That was his plan. He can actually hydrate those two again. That wouldn't be too great, although one of them I think will probably get damaged. Yeah, okay, it dies. That's awesome. He also takes 30 from his own troll because that one time that the trolls could not damage friendly units, and it was totally busted, and so Pure patched it out. So now you have to be much more careful about how you use your trolls, because then you could ladder them with yourself and you wouldn't take the 30 damage. You wouldn't be stunned. So that's kind of nuts. Here he goes for a comet, barely misses, but I mean there wasn't really an angle, but he didn't have many moves anyway. And at this point, I don't know, I'm not really trying to win, to be honest. I mean, I can just slowly chip away with the aura and with Ray, and the thing is he can't really get to me, so I guess I'm somewhat in a decent spot. Can I get the full explosion? Ah! That would have been so sick! Another epic thumbnail if I were able to get that full explosion and like, kill a Waterlord in one hit. That wouldn't do nearly as much damage, but I'm just burning all my offense and hoping that he can't comment me. And he's not taking any damage because he's got so much health in the Dark Defense with the Trolls and the Waterlord. I just prop back up, and he's going to do Trolls again, and he wants to hydrate them. I'm just going to ignore it and Pebble, because raying there is not really too worth it, in my personal opinion. There, I go for the Mega Boulder. Can I kill the Lord too? I can, and the Trolls. Okay, we're in business. Winnable. Winnable AF. Let's get it. Okay, I've got a portal. I've got protection from aerials. I've only got mech arrow probably. I've got all my clocks down, all my megas down. That's all my damage. So I've got Pebble and Drain Bolt. That's it. So this is going to be tough. Alright, I go down there. Not the best hiding spot, but I think Comet's on cooldown, thank God. And I decided to go offensive. I don't know why. But I guess maybe because he doesn't have Mud Ball. Probably not the best option. But what can he really do? He can hydrate, but he's got no Dark Defense anymore. So that's really a Q. And okay, I took a lot of damage there from the Comet, so I gotta be somewhat careful. Can I like drain him into his trolls? Oh, I've got one clock left. Okay. We're gonna close out this video with a win. Does he maelstrom himself there? Man. Oh, what a series. That's nuts. He succumbed to the wrath of Coeval. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this longer video. Please drop a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. Peace out.